Welcome to Conversation with Crown in the Ladies Room podcast. This is episode 1, and this is where we will be talking about everything. I needed a space where I could just talk about some of everything. And of course, it is always going to be from a kingdom perspective. And let's just get into some conversation. So, today we are going to be talking about Clarissa Shields versus Laila Ali. Clarissa Shields versus Laila Ali. Now, as many of you guys may know, this is a very hot topic right now, especially for people that love boxing. And so, for many of you guys that may know me, a little piece of, I don't know, something about me. I love boxing. Okay. I actually thought I was going to be a boxer at one point. I love boxing. I've never been to a live boxing match before, but hopefully it'll be in the works for 2026. And so I ended up getting into boxing many years ago. I was introduced to it by an ex-boyfriend of mine, and this is just something that we did or whatever. We would watch boxing matches and things like that, and I feel like I kind of had a love for it before I met him, but then I really kind of got into it when we got together or whatever the case may be. And so with me being so busy or whatever the case may be, I have not really been tapped into the boxing world. But of course, by me being a female, all that's going on with Clarissa and Layla, um, it has caused me to dive back into just the love of boxing. Okay. And so I'm going to give you guys my full feedback on this. Okay. And I'm not going to hold anything back because I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time. Okay. And so I'm going to give my full feedback. And again, I would love to hear different opinions, but I just ask everyone to be respectful. Okay, so I'm going to start with Clarissa. Okay, so starting with Clarissa, I have a lot that I really want to say about her. I can't believe what's going on. Clarissa, like I said, no disrespect, but this is my honest feedback. I think that she is a great fighter. This is great to be able to see women making history when it comes to so many different things in life. Okay. And so I think that she's a great boxer. To be honest with you, I really did not know who she was until the whole Remy and Pat Post situation came up. Now, I don't know how many of you guys know about Remy and Pat Post. For those of you guys that don't, Remy and Papoose, they are married, okay, and they've been separated for some time. And so since then, Clarissa and Papoose has been in a public relationship. Okay, and so we have so many people that feel one way about that. Then we have another group of people, they feel another way about it. Some people support it, some people they don't. Okay. And so my take on that, like I said, I'm giving my full take, even though this is about Layla and Clarissa, I have to give my full take on how I view Clarissa. So, like I said, I didn't know who she was until the Remy and Papoose situation came up. That was a viral moment where their relationship was exposed. Okay. And so my thing is, Clarissa, she's young. She's in her early 30s. She's done this thing with boxing that other women has not done. Okay. And so, she had a lot of fans out there. And when she got with Papoose, I believe she lost some fans. Okay, Papoose, he is in his 40s. If I had to guess, maybe somewhere 45, 46, somewhere in there. He's actually around the same age of as Layla. And so before, even though the whole Layla thing started around 2000, I don't know, 17, 18, somewhere in there. Um, when Clarissa went public with this relationship with Papoose, like I said, there were some people, they weren't in support of her dating a married man. He's still married. He is still married. And so, like I said, I'm giving a kingdom perspective. I am not in agreement with what she is doing. Okay, you have a chance to go very far in your boxing career. Okay, and she should have had brand deals by now. There's many of these young women that have tons of brand deals where they are, they're athletes. They have tons of brand deals, and she's wondering why she don't have any brand deals. I feel this is one reason she does not have any brand deals, because you are publicly dating this married man. Okay. And not only that, it's been so much drama around this situation with this married man and his wife, even though they're estranged. They're not together. It's been so much drama. And I don't think that this makes her look good at all. And so this is something that I really feel some type of way about, because those of you guys that know me, you know how much I talk about marriage. You know how much I talk about relationships. A marriage is a covenant between two people and God. This is something that you cannot play around with. Now, I'm not even saying that Remy and Papoose were meant to be together. They were meant to be married, but at the end of the day, they are married. I don't care if they're separated or not. And I feel like she's really painting a bad image for herself, personally and professionally. You're going on talk shows, you're doing this, this and that for this married man. And I feel like if a man really honors you before he even try to get in a relationship with you, he's gonna make sure he take care of old business. Okay. Now, again, I don't know how the Lord has led Papoose and his wife Remy in terms of their marriage, but I know God is not backing this. He's not backing this. You are running around with this married man. And like I said, marriage is a very serious thing. It's a covenant. It's ministry between two people. Even though Remy and Papoose, they're living in the world, aside from that, they are still married on paper. And like I said, the problem that I have with this, like I said, number one, I feel like it's hurting her. Number two, I feel like this guy, he I feel like he's not really into her like that. I feel like I'm real good at reading people when it comes to relationships and things like that. I don't feel like this man is into her like that. But this girl, she is at $1 million status. She has a lot of money coming in. There had been a lot of talk about him having financial issues, and that was part of the reason why Remy walked away. Whatever the case is, this is not going to turn out well for her. And I don't wish anything bad on her, but this is not going to turn out well. It already has not, even though you have won these fights. Okay, you're making money, this, that, and that. I feel like you could go further if you didn't have this married man in your life. Number three, like I said, I don't feel like he's really into her like that. I feel like he's there because of the money. It's just something I get they when they're together. It's just a feeling that I get that he's really not into her like that. And so the third thing is, What kind of message is this sending to young girls? She has the opportunity to reach so many young girls. Okay, and these young girls, they're watching her. There are young girls that are coming up behind her that are wanting to be boxers one day. Okay, so we have to think about this when we're in the public eye. We have to think about this. And so when you are in the public eye, you are being held at a different standard. You are being held at a different standard, and there are many eyes on you on top of the youth. So, like I said, this is the biggest problem that I have with this situation with her being with Papoose, is that it's sending a wrong message to young girls. And so if we look at the youth, these young girls, many of these young girls, they're going down the wrong path. Why? Because there's not enough positive examples in front of them. There's nobody speaking to them about the rights and the wrongs. Now, again, Clarissa is young. That's another thing. I'm wondering her team, what is her team showing her, talking to her? I feel like she needs to get rid of her entire team and start from scratch, because she gets online and she's very reckless with her mouth. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. She's very reckless and disrespectful with her mouth. And so I feel like she needs some PR training. And I feel like the current team that she has behind her, she may very well need to get rid of them, because it doesn't seem like she has any PR training at all. And so that is the second thing that is getting in the way of her ultimate success. Like I said, she's successful right now, but we're talking about going at another level, going to another level. So a lot of times we have to look at how we are presenting ourselves. Look at how we are presenting ourselves. Sometimes we can be our own worst enemy. And so she has gotten it online and she has gotten into it with many people. And I really feel like she needs to humble herself. I'm saying this from a loving place. I really feel like she needs to humble herself, because what you have today can be taken away from you tomorrow. So you have to humble yourself at all times. Now, this situation with Layla, as I know it, this started back in, I don't know, 2017, 2018. Okay. And Layla, from day one, she did something that a lot of people wouldn't do. And I can personally say that because I have tried to do certain things in business, and there are so many people that will not share any information with you because they are afraid of you going higher than them. They want to keep the bag for themselves. They want to keep the money and the success for themselves. They will not share the information with you. A lot of times people, if they do share information with you, they want to charge you thousands and thousands of dollars just to share basic information. When Clarissa came on the scenes, Layla, she put a spotlight on this girl. Okay, she mentored her practically every interview that she was doing. She was giving this girl her props. She was speaking very highly of her, gave her boxing expertise. She didn't have to do any of this. And so this all started in terms of the, I don't really want to say back and forth, because it's really not Layla, it's really Clarissa that has an issue with Layla from how I see it. Now, we are our own people. We are our own person. We have the right to say what we want to say. Okay, Layla decided to go on the Breakfast Club and she had an interview. The Breakfast Club is a really big platform. Millions of people listen to this. Okay, and so they were interviewing Layla, asking her all these different questions. They got into talking about boxing. Before she really dived into it. She wasn't asked. She immediately and voluntarily gave Clarissa her props, showing how proud she was of this girl. Okay. And so the interview goes on where they asked Layla, would she ever go back to boxing? And she said she don't think so. They would have to give her a lot of money for her to even think about it, offer her a lot of money before she would put any type of thought into it. But she said she didn't feel like there was anyone out there that would challenge her enough, that could challenge her enough. And so Clarissa heard the interview. She ended up taking this personal. Now, again, Layla had already given her props minutes before that, saying how awesome she thought this girl was. Okay. And to me, this is Layla really saying that Clarissa, she's in a lane of her own. Now, she's not even thinking about competing with Clarissa or anything like that, because she's basically saying that Clarissa is at the top of her game. She's in a lane of her own and how much she respects what she's doing. Okay. And so it spirals out of control because, again, Clarissa took this issue personal. She took this issue personal. She got on social media and she went crazy. Ever since then, she's had nothing but bad things to say about Layla in interviews. Okay. She's even brought up Muhammad Ali's name. And to me personally, the name Ali is legendary. She shouldn't even be bringing up that name. Muhammad Ali did so much when he was alive. There are people, diehard fans, that absolutely love Muhammad Ali, that absolutely love Laila Ali. Now she's saying, oh, this is just Muhammad Ali's daughter. She keeps bringing up Muhammad Ali. Leave Muhammad Ali out of it. That man, he has passed on. And so there's been so many levels of disrespect, but the name Ali is completely legendary. Layla, she did what she did. A lot of people consider her the best woman fighter. They really feel like she's the greatest. Now, Clarissa is saying that she's the greatest woman of all time. She's the GOAT, or whatever you want to call it. But a lot of people feel like that woman is Layla. Okay. And so when we look at being a great woman, it's not just about what you do on your job. It's not about what you do in your career, what you do in the ring. It's what you do in the ring and outside of the ring. Layla has so much class about herself. If she ever had a bad bone in her body, nobody would ever know it, because she always carries herself with complete class in the public eye. Complete class. And so long story short, this is beyond disrespectful for Clarissa to come at this woman like this, to disrespect the Ali legacy like this. This woman has backed you from day one without you even having to say a word. Okay, without you even having to say anything. This woman gave you your props from day one, and now you want her to come out of retirement. She's been retired for almost 20 years. There's so many other people, so many other women boxers right now that you can fight, that's closer to your age. They're actively in the game. Why in the world are you trying to pull Laila Ali out of retirement to fight her? This just does not make sense to me. And like I said, the level of disrespect is completely beyond me. Completely beyond me. And it doesn't look good for the culture of boxing. I know people say that boxers, they naturally have a cocky attitude and this is the way that they're supposed to be. There's a difference between having a little bit of cockiness and confidence versus just, you're acting like you're above. It's almost like you've forgotten where you came from. You're forgetting about those that paved the way. Layla is somebody that paved the way for many of the female boxers today, know it or not. Know it or not. So you have to be able to give respect to these people because Layla kicked down doors for people like Clarissa right now, but she's forgetting about all of this. And so I really think that she needs to humble herself. All the things that she's getting online, she's coming at different people, being confrontational. This is all hurting you, know it or not. Know it or not. Here's another thing. Many people don't know that Clarissa has a biopic out right now. She had a biopic, I think it came out, I want to say it maybe 2024. It's called The Fire Within. The movie is really good. I seen it this year when all that stuff happened with her going off and doing diss records on Remy and just kind of really acting out online. I said, you know what? I don't even want to see the movie, but somebody told me about the movie, reminded me about the movie this year, and I just said I'll watch it. It's on Amazon and it's free. And so it was an excellent movie. That movie should have gotten an award. I can't remember the director's name that was over that movie, but from what I understand, he put a lot of money into that movie. The people that were over that movie, they put a lot of money into it. And so the movie, a lot of people don't even know about the movie because she wasn't promoting her own movie. You heard her say bits and pieces here and there, but she was really dealing with the drama when it came to the Remy and Papoose situation. You're online going back and forth with a man that really does not belong to you, and you're trying to go back and forth with his wife when you should have been pushing that movie. That movie should have gotten an award. So for those of you guys that have not seen it, please go check it out because it really is a good movie. And like I said, it should have gotten an award. But she's online, she's going off on people, trying to fight people, women on reality shows and all this and that. You're a professional boxer. You're a professional boxer. So why are you doing all of this? I don't understand it. And so it's a really unfortunate situation. I'm really hoping that she can make a turnaround when it comes to her attitude and how she presents herself, because a lot of fans that she had before this whole thing exploded with her and Layla, a lot of those fans have said they're no longer fans. They're no longer fans because they don't understand, why are you doing all of this? Why are you acting out in such a negative way? Why are you coming against the Ali name? And so, like I said, this didn't just start with Layla. Clarissa has been acting like this. And so to me, that has a lot to say about the type of man that you're with. So for those of you guys that are in relationships that desire to be married, you need to really pay attention to the person that you're with. The person that you are with, they're supposed to make you better. They're supposed to make you better. When you overstep your bounds, when you're wilding out online, when you're there, that person is supposed to bring you back in, reel you back in, and help you get it together. Okay? Help you get it together. But Papoose, he's been silent. And I think he's a naturally quiet guy, but it's obvious that nobody is saying anything to this girl, and they're just letting her run wild, and she's gonna destroy herself. And so a lot of times when these celebrities have money, the people around them, they won't say anything. As long as they are benefiting from what this person has, this person is putting money in your hand, they're buying you this, they're buying you that. These people won't say anything. She needs somebody around her that's going to be real and that's going to tell her the truth. I've even seen it online where she's went to lunch with pastors and all this and that. None of these people are talking to you about anything. And so I just don't understand this, but you guys know how I feel about marriage. So that is a big thing for me, and the youth. that the youth, the message that you are sending to the youth. But at the end of the day, I really think she needs to get a handle on her attitude. She needs to get a handle on her attitude. And so, like I said, a lot of people that were once rooting for her, that were real true fans and that were backing her when this whole Laila Ali situation came out and went public, those people left her. And so there's a scripture in the Bible, Proverbs 26 through 27, and it reads, if you dig a pit, you will fall in. If you start a stone rolling, it will roll back on you. So, long story short, God is basically saying if you try to dig a ditch for somebody else, you may as well just jump in because you're going to fall in. She tried to dig a ditch for Layla. Okay. She tried to dig a ditch for this woman that was there for her at the beginning, gave her advice, did interviews and all this and that, talked to her team, told her about branding, all these different things. And you turned on this woman because she basically said whatever she said, something that didn't even have anything to do with you. Okay. And so she called herself digging a ditch for Layla. And you may as well say she fell in because, to be honest with you, Layla really took her out without even being in a ring with her. Layla did two videos because Clarissa has been trashing her name for years. And so a lot of clarity was brought to the table. Of course, Clarissa came back with it, all this and that. And it's unfortunate at the end of the day because all of this stuff, it makes the Black community look bad. But I love the class that Layla has had for years on end. And even to this day, like, she is such a classy, well spoken. I don't know if she's educated, but she certainly speaks like she's educated. She's a class act to me. She's just a very classy woman. I can't say that enough. And so Clarissa would have been she would have did better with her than she would without her. And so now you have lost that. Again, the name Ali is legendary. I think Layla could have even helped Clarissa get to the level that she's trying to get to. Layla was not really on, like, you heard her doing interviews talking about this boxer that's coming up, that boxer that's coming up and what they're doing, but she wasn't really backing anyone the way she was backing Clarissa. And I think Clarissa, she just made a huge mistake. And I pray that, Clarissa will humble herself and one day she will apologize to Layla. But so much damage has been done. Layla has already said she will not do anything with her. You will not make a dime off of my name. It's just, like I said, it's unfortunate. And I think, like I said, she needs to find a way to humble herself, and she needs to get out of that relationship. She needs to get rid of her team, whatever team you are hiring. If you're hiring a PR team, these people are supposed to have expertise in that field. And if you're hiring them and you're paying money out, that means you're hiring them for a reason, and you have to be able to listen. Everybody has to listen to somebody. Everybody does not know it all. And again, my thing is your mom talking to you about anything? Your aunt? Who's talking to this girl? Because she's just out here doing whatever she wants to do, and it's not making her look good. And like I said, we have so many young girls, they are lost. They are completely lost right now, and they need more of a positive example when it comes to women. Okay. The only thing these young girls are seeing online is how to get body surgeries, how to wear, the tightest form fitting outfit, how to get with a man. They ain't out here talking about, what to do to get a husband, how to have a relationship with God. They're not talking about any of these things. These young girls, they need to hear that. Okay. And so even, now Clarissa, she's doing the rapping thing. And in my opinion, I don't think she has the skills to be a rapper. Now, I feel like, of course, Papoose, everybody know he's a known lyricist, really good lyricist. And I really feel like he has not gotten enough credit over the years. But again, you have this man, and how is he adding to your life? How is he adding? I'm just questioning how real is that relationship, because all you hear her saying is pap this, pap that, pap this, pap that. And it's almost like, I don't know if this relationship is, a part of me, and I heard somebody say this online, a part of me question if this relationship is fake and maybe she's paying him because by him being somewhat of, I guess, a celebrity, a known rapper or whatever, she started getting a lot of attention when she got with Papoose. Like I said, I did not know who she was until all of this came out with Papoose. But what is this man doing for you? So now it's just, now that somebody has said that, is really making me wonder, how legitimate is this relationship? Is she paying him just so she can, as they say, get the clout or whatever the case may be? But I just pray that she can humble herself and she don't destroy herself, because she's still very young. And again, I think she is a talented boxer, but she needs to humble herself before she loses everything. Okay, before she loses everything. And it's even a scripture in the Bible that talks about not arguing with fools. She's been very angry online, going back and forth, talking about Layla, talking about how she's bitter and all these different things. Layla has carried this whole thing with nothing but class. You would never even know that she's mad about the situation. So again, I think that she needs to get this married man out her life. I think she needs to get focused on her gift again, and that she needs to silence herself a little bit. When you silence yourself, when you're not doing so much talking, you speak more volumes when you're doing less talking. And like I said, she's just online running her mouth recklessly, nonstop. Nonstop. It doesn't look good for her, but I pray that she has somebody that come into her life that can really tell her the truth, that can really tell her that God is not honoring you being with a married man. Okay, that God has given you a gift, and to give all that you can with pushing that gift out to the world, and watch how far it take you. Start showing yourself as a woman of example, a woman of integrity. Start pouring into the youth. These young girls are watching her. That is the most disappointing thing to me out of all of this. So again, she would have did better with Layla than without. And at this point, she challenged Layla to this fight, and she supposedly put up $15 million or whatever the case may be. And Layla just said, as much as she has, tried to discredit her legacy, she keeps bringing up her deceased father's name. She's not going to make a dime off of her. And to be honest with you, I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all, but she would have done so much better with having Layla on her team, because again, you did not hear Layla talking about any other boxer the way she was talking about Clarissa. So she really messed that whole thing up. So that is it. That is all, guys. I think I covered everything. I don't know if I'll be doing a part two on this or not. Maybe if I missed something, maybe I'll come back. But again, this is Conversation with Crown in the Ladies Room, and this is episode 1 of the new podcast. So let me know what you guys think about the situation, and let's have some conversation with Crown. Until next time, guys.